Welcome to the Caulfield Cup Special Edition preview. My name is Wade, and obviously this is week 2 of Winning Easy, and I'm going to be previewing the Caulfield Cup. I'm going to be previewing each runner in 60 seconds or less, getting through the race as quick as possible, and at the end we'll give my selections. Caulfield Cup is one of the great races on the Australian calendar. It's one of the 4 races that comprise the Grand Slam of racing, and it's a cracking field tomorrow. So we'll get straight into it and preview runners as quick as possible. We'll start with number 1, Protectionist, last year's Melbourne Cup winner. If it ran its best, of course it can win. It was one of the most dominant Melbourne Cup winners we have seen for a very long time, but since then it has not recaptured its best form. But this tomorrow is its best chance, in my opinion, to rediscover its form. Chris Lees has been a bit under pressure with his horse. Getting a horse after winning the Melbourne Cup, there's a lot of pressure on you, and he hasn't really performed, but Chris is still keeping the faith in him, and if he did produce his best, there's no doubt that he's capable of winning this. The 58 kilos is no concern for me, but I just don't think he's racing good enough, in my opinion, to be able to win tomorrow's Caulfield Cup. But if he did see an improved run tomorrow, then maybe his Melbourne Cup defence is back on track. Number 2 is Snow Sky. It's the overseas horse from England, owned by Prince Abdallah. It's got really good form, this horse. It's got really nice form. It ran at Royal Ascot, at the Hardwick Stakes, Group 2. It showed a really good turn of foot. Ollie's on board, going for a record equaling 5th Caulfield Cup win. I think it's a really good chance. I am a bit worried about the big field. A lot of these overseas horses, these Europeans, sometimes have small fields, and a big 18 horse field around Caulfield does worry me, but it has settled into Werribee really good. I've been watching its work lately, really nice work. Ollie's talking up. I think from the barrier through will get a nice run. There's not a lot of pace, so it'll be interesting to see how far forward he goes from the barrier, but I reckon it's a really good chance, and obviously we'll be looking for a Melbourne Cup run after tomorrow's race. We have number 3, Fame Game, the first of the Japanese runners. Well, this horse has been talked about for months as the horse that's unbeatable in the Melbourne Cup. Tomorrow's a stepping stone of that. It's definitely got the class to win the Caulfield Cup. It's definitely got the class to win the Melbourne Cup, but I think the 3,200 metres will suit it better. Barrier 1 tomorrow. Zach Purden obviously won on my Iraqi last year, who in my opinion was a good thing that day. This horse is a different profile. I think the 3,200 will suit this better than the 2,400 metres. But from barrier 1, it really will be storming home late. It does need a bit of riding, going by its replays. So it needs probably a bit of room when it wants to get going. So it needs a bit of luck from the barrier, and Zach's going to have to try and find a passage through. But if he gets to that passage from the 600 onwards, he'll be storming home. His form is really good, and the Japanese are really talking his chances up. He's got to be in your first 4 calculations. Number 4, Our Ivanhoe. Lee Freeman, the ex-German horse, who they brought specifically for the Cup. He had 1 run in Adelaide in May, nice little run over a mile, tipped him out, and he's had a couple of runs back now. He ran second last start in the Bart Cummings with 60 kilos on board. Really good run. I know he's had some good support from the Melbourne Cup. I think he's a really good chance tomorrow. He's 26 to 1 at the moment. I think it's really over the odds. If you look at his overseas form, this horse is a serious chance. But I do probably think the bigger track of Flemington will suit him better. And I'm worried about being drawn wide. The pace in the race is how far back he will go. But I expect him to be storming home, because I really think he's over the odds, Ivanhoe, and you've got a trainer who knows how to get the job done, and he's really happy with him. So I'm really putting him in my first 4, because I really think he is a class horse, and if you really seriously look at his overseas form, I think it's the best in the race. And number 5, Hoko Brave, is the second Japanese runner. This one is the less fancied of the 2, but if he did produce his best, he'd definitely be capable of winning. He's got Craigie Williams on board, gun jockey. I think he'll be positive on the wide barrier. I think he might go forward. I don't think he's probably going to be going back from that barrier with the lack of pace. Craigie's a great tactician of races. He's settled in really well, but I do think Fame Game probably has his measure, and on form over there, and listening to the form students who know Japanese racing better, they say the same thing. Fame Game's probably got his measure. So in all consideration though, you'd probably want to see him run a good race. Once again, looking for that first Tuesday in November, where he might be a bit more better credential to win. That's the first 5. We'll be back in a sec to preview the next 5.